On May 2, 2000, ASU Rams head basketball coach Joe Esposito and his wife Tammy were blessed with a new addition to the team, a son, Jacob. What was a normal pregnancy led to a routine delivery.
I delivered the baby, actually. The first baby I was a little scared, but this one I actually did everything. I was there, had all the garments on, the whole deal, and I counted the toes like any dad would, and the fingers, and I did all that, and everything was fine. Everything was fine. They brought him over, and they weighed him and did all the tests and stuff, and so far, so good.
Everything seemed fine at first, but the situation quickly changed.
I came on and assessed him, and I just didn't like the way he was breathing. He seemed to be having some difficulties. His breath sounds were changed. I just knew something was wrong.
They came back and told us that there was some fluid in his lung.
And it could have been maybe pneumonia.
Possibly pneumonia. And he was in the regular unit there with the regular children, and he did have that oxygen deal to give him more oxygen because his oxygen level was low. And I just didn't feel comfortable at that point. I knew that we were going to be okay, but I didn't know.
The pediatrician happened to have been in here at that time making rounds. And so once he had examined Jacob and determined that there was a problem, things moved pretty fast.
While the Espositos were preparing to leave the hospital, the nurses and Dr. Paderak were discovering a serious problem with Jacob.
And we really thought that was it. We were going to go home and take Jacob home with us. And
we were actually pretty excited that morning, and
everything was going great.
Chatting and laughing, and
I got myself another point guard. So I was getting excited to get home. And we're just sitting in a room, just the two of us. There was a knock on the door, and Dr. Paderak finally came because he was going to see the baby that morning, then release the baby, do the circumcision, and we were going to go home. And he sat down at the foot of the bed, and he kind of squatted over, and he leaned over, and he says, well, we kind of have a problem. And right then, I just felt like, I feel it right now, actually, the chills that, oh my God, something's wrong. And he said, well, he has a collapsed lung. He says he's been living on the one lung. He's in a lot of distress right now. We need to get something done immediately, and he gave us some options.
Joe and Tammy were left to make a difficult decision. Have a chest tube inserted into their newborn son here at Shannon, or transport him to a hospital in Fort Worth for the procedure.
There's always decisions being made. That's part of being a coach. This was nothing like those decisions. I mean, this was really what I thought was a life and death decision.
I think Joe being the coach and thinking this could have been a move we should have made, or could we have done this, I never felt really that we should have done anything but stay here.
Chest tubes aren't something we do on an everyday basis here, but in his case it absolutely needed to be done, and the parents were very confident that we would be able to do that.
I thought they just shipped every baby off, to be honest. I thought every baby that got sick left San Angelo.
We don't have the transport isolates to be able to transport a baby to another facility that is of a higher level. So a team actually has to come here and get the child from us with their equipment.
Tammy knows the impact Children's Miracle Network funds can have in San Angelo.
That's a sad, sad thing, that it would be a money issue as to why we couldn't help a child here. That would pain me very deeply to know that it was my child that couldn't be helped because we didn't have funds.
Today, Jacob is a very active 3-year-old whose recollection of his hospital stay is really quite simple.
Yes, I do have boo-boo.
Where's your boo-boo?
Right here, I have a scratchy thing.
And he appreciates the big brother who patiently waited for this miracle kid to come home.